Welcome to the world of stories. This is HRB Verse, where every story is real, heartfelt, and unforgettable. Subscribe now and become part of a journey you'll never forget. My father chose my brother over me, even though I single-handedly managed our family farm for over a decade. I walked away, and now the farm is crumbling without me. My father believed I'd be fine on my own, so he decided to leave the farm to my brother, who has 3 kids, lives far away, and hasn't visited in years, with plans to sell it for profit. Here's how it all began. After my mother passed away, I returned to our small family farm at 34 to help my father keep it running. My younger brother, 31, lives 2 states away with his wife and 3 children, works a city job, and only visits once or twice a year, having no role in the farm's operations. For years, I've been the backbone of the farm's day-to-day work. It's a modest operation with little profit, often just breaking even to cover property taxes and keep things going for my father's sake. My father helps when he can. It gives him purpose after my mother's death, but I handle the bulk of the labor and management. From tending to livestock and crops to fixing equipment and managing all the paperwork, I do it all, alongside a part-time job in town to make ends meet since the farm doesn't pay well. Essentially, I've worked unpaid, lived on the property, and stepped up whenever needed. Here's the issue. My father recently announced he's revising his will to leave the farm to my brother. His reasoning: my brother has a family to support with his kids, while I'm single and capable of fending for myself. In other words, because I'm unmarried and childless, he thinks my brother deserves the inheritance more. I was stunned and asked if he was serious, pointing out all the work I've put in. He got defensive, saying it's not about keeping score and that families help each other without expecting rewards. He brushed off my concerns, insisting I'd be fine because I'm capable. That stung deeply. I've poured over a decade of my life into this farm. I sacrificed my personal life to return and keep our family's land alive. Meanwhile, my brother hasn't lifted a finger for the farm. He's not a bad person, just focused on his life elsewhere. Yet my father wants to give the farm, which I've sustained, to him simply because he has kids. It feels like a betrayal. It's not about the money. The farm isn't profitable. It's about fairness. I suspect my brother will sell the land since he has no interest or skills to run it. That would mean all my efforts to preserve it were for nothing, and I'd lose my home and livelihood while he cashes out. I haven't had a serious confrontation with my father since that initial shocking conversation. He dismissed it, saying family isn't about keeping score, which made me feel selfish for even raising the issue. I don't want to seem greedy or ungrateful. I came back out of love, not for a reward. But I feel deeply unappreciated, as if my work doesn't matter because I'm the daughter, expected to help without recognition. I'm torn and hurt. How do I approach my father without causing a fight? I haven't told my brother yet. Reddit, am I wrong to be upset that my father plans to give the farm to my brother despite my years of work? Is my anger valid or am I acting entitled? I need perspective. Comment 1, you're not wrong. Your father's taking advantage of you, treating you like free labor while rewarding your uninvolved brother. That's unfair. You're justified in feeling hurt and you should reconsider working for free. It sounds like favoritism or an outdated belief that the son inherits. You're not in the wrong here. Op response: it really feels like I'm being overlooked. Thanks for validating that. Comment 2, I'm sorry you're dealing with this. Have you had a candid talk with your father about how this feels? He might not realize how much it's hurting you or how much you've sacrificed. Sharing your perspective calmly could help. Also, does your brother even want the farm? If he knows, he might back you up. Communication is key. Op response: you're right, I haven't had a proper heart-to-heart yet. I froze during the initial talk. I'll try to discuss it calmly with my father, though it's tough. I don't know if my brother's aware or what he'd think. He's never shown interest in the farm. I'll try talking to Dad first. Comment 3, you're acting entitled. You chose to return and work on the farm. That doesn't mean you own it. It's your father's property, and he can leave it to whomever he wants. It makes sense he'd choose the son with a family to support. Stop whining about not getting rewarded for what you were supposed to do. If you don't like it, leave, but don't guilt-trip your father for your choices. Op response: I don't expect a reward for helping family. I did it out of love. But it's hard not to feel disrespected. I get that it's his decision, but I don't think it's wrong to feel hurt. I'm not trying to guilt him. I just want him to see my side. If nothing changes, I might have to leave, though it's heartbreaking. Update 1, thanks for the feedback on my original post. I took the advice to sit down with my father, but it didn't go well. I explained how I've dedicated years to the farm and how it hurt to hear he's giving it to my brother, who's never been involved. He got defensive and uneasy, saying I shouldn't view inheritance as payment for work and that I'm wrong to keep score. He said family does things out of love, not for rewards, and that my brother needs the farm more because of his family, while I'm independent. I pointed out how unfair it felt, and he replied, "Life isn't always fair, and inheritance isn't a paycheck." That shut down the conversation. I didn't know how to respond without fighting. I asked if my brother knew about this, and Dad said he hasn't told him yet, acting like it's just routine estate planning and I shouldn't worry. That shocked me. It's a huge deal to me. The talk left me feeling defeated. My father sees my work as just what family does, not something that earns me a stake. It's painful to realize that. Nothing's changed. He's sticking to his plan, and I'm still running the farm, but I'm growing resentful. I haven't talked to my brother yet since he's unaware and lives far away. I'm at a loss for what to do next. This feels so unfair, and talking to Dad didn't help. Comment 1, this is so wrong. It sounds like your father has an outdated, possibly sexist mindset. Daughters work out of duty, but the son gets the reward because he's the man. You're not wrong to feel hurt. Your feelings are valid. Op response. It does feel like that's part of it, sadly. It hurts to think he sees it that way, but thanks for confirming it's not okay. Comment 2, if your father won't listen, you need to prioritize yourself. It's not fair to keep working for nothing if he's giving it all to your brother. Consider cutting back on farm work or finding a paid job elsewhere to secure your future. It's tough, but you deserve better. Op response. I've been thinking the same. I love the farm, but I can't keep pouring my life into something I won't have a stake in. Leaving feels guilty, but you're right. I need to think about my future. Comment 3. You should definitely talk to your brother. He might not want the farm. If he's reasonable, he could support you or tell your father he's not interested. At least you'd know his plans, which could help when you talk to your father again. Op response, good point. I haven't reached out to my brother yet. It's a hard topic to bring up, but I need to know his stance. I'll try to talk to him soon, especially if I can't get through to Dad. Update 2. Many of you suggested I talk to my brother, so I did. He and his family visited briefly, and I seized the moment to discuss the situation. I told him Dad plans to leave him the farm. He was surprised, clearly hearing it for the first time. I asked what he'd do if he inherited it. Would he keep it or manage it somehow? He was honest, saying, I can't move here and farm. My life's in the city with the kids' school and my job. He admitted he'd likely sell it if he got the chance. Hearing that upset me, though I wasn't shocked. I explained I've spent over a decade on the farm and don't want it sold to a developer. I hoped he'd see my side, but he seemed uncomfortable, saying, Yeah, I get it. It's complicated. I'd have to think about it. That was it. He didn't refuse the inheritance or suggest I get a share. He sees the farm as a burden or an asset to liquidate, not something to keep in the family. I felt down after that. It confirmed my fear. If Dad goes through with this, the farm will be sold. I'm trying not to resent my brother. It's not his fault Dad made this choice, and he's being practical. But it still hurts that my work will be for nothing. Dad hasn't officially told my brother about the will, so he's waiting for that. I haven't told Dad about my talk with my brother either. It just happened, and I'm still processing. I know I need to bring it up with Dad, but it'll be tense to say, by the way, brother said he'd sell the farm. At least I have clarity now. If nothing changes, the farm's future is gone. I'm trying to figure out my next steps. Comment 1, you have proof your brother will sell the farm. Tell your father now. If his whole reasoning is about family and legacy, he needs to know his plan will destroy that. If he still sticks to it knowing this, he's stubborn and short-sighted. Lay it all out. Giving it to your brother means it's gone. Maybe that'll wake him up. Op response, you're right, I need to tell him soon. It's tough to say his plan will backfire, but he needs to face it. I hope it makes him rethink, as it's exactly what I feared. Comment 2. I'm disappointed in your brother. I get that his life is elsewhere, but he didn't even consider keeping the farm or acknowledging your work. He just said he'd sell it without hesitation. A decent guy might have said, give it to her, she earned it, or offered a fair split. It feels a bit selfish. Your father's the main issue, but I'd be hurt by my brother too. Op response, I was disappointed too. I don't think he means to hurt me, he's just being practical. But I hoped he'd at least say I deserved a share or that he wouldn't screw me over. He didn't, and it stings. Update 3. It's been a few months and I've been quietly preparing for a life beyond the farm. Based on advice and the situation, I updated my resume and started looking for other agriculture jobs. I haven't left yet, but I'm less invested in the farm's long-term plans. and I think my father's noticed. He recently asked why I seemed detached from next season's plans. I was honest, saying I'm exploring options elsewhere because it's clear I have no future here. I can't keep pouring effort into a farm I won't inherit. That sparked a big reaction. My father got upset and emotional, accusing me of abandoning him. He said things like, "You're just going to leave me alone in my old age. After everything, you're walking away." He acted like I was betraying the family, even saying my mother would be disappointed. I stayed calm and explained I've been here for 8 years out of love, but I need to think about my own life. I told him it's hard to stay knowing I'll get nothing, and that my brother plans to sell the farm. He brushed it off, saying, "You don't know that for sure, he might value it when the time comes." It felt like denial. The conversation was awful, we were both hurt. He thinks I'm selfish. I think he's put me in an impossible spot. I said, "I'm not trying to hurt you, but I need a life of my own. I can't work myself to death here and lose everything." He replied bitterly, "I never asked you to sacrifice anything. You chose to come back. If you want to go, go." Now we're at an impasse. He knows I'm serious about leaving and he's upset. I feel guilty and sad too. There's no good outcome. If I stay, I'm stuck. If I leave, he feels betrayed. We're barely talking, just handling daily farm tasks with a lot of tension. I've sent out job applications and am waiting to see what happens. I haven't given up on him entirely, but he knows I'm close. It's heartbreaking for both of us. Comment, this is a lose-lose situation. I feel for your father. He's old, scared of being alone and watching the farm fail. But he brought this on by not valuing you. You've been patient and generous, giving him every chance to do right. Choosing your own life isn't selfish, it's necessary. If a good job comes up, take it without guilt. Hopefully, your father will see his actions have consequences. Take care of yourself. Op response, thanks. It's a sad situation. I feel for my father. He's scared of losing the farm and being alone. But I gave him every chance to make it right, and he didn't. I need to look out for myself now. If a job comes through, I'll likely take it, though leaving will be hard. I hope he understands someday, but I can't bank on it. Update 4. A lot has happened. I got a new job managing operations at a larger commercial farm 3 hours away. They were impressed by my experience running our family farm, and the pay and benefits are solid, something I'm not used to after working for free. I decided to take it. I gave my father 2 months' notice to prepare, knowing my leaving would be a big shift. When I told him, he panicked, unlike his earlier anger. He begged me to stay, promising we could work something out. He even offered to split the farm 50-50 with my brother if I stayed. I explained calmly that a 50-50 split wouldn't work. My brother could still force a sale or sell his share to a developer, ruining the farm. I asked him to consider how that would play out, and I think it hit him that his compromise wouldn't save the farm. He went quiet, then said he needed to talk to my brother. From what I gathered, that call was a wake-up call for him. He asked my brother directly what he'd do with the farm, and my brother admitted, "Yeah, Dad, I'd sell it. I thought you knew." He wasn't cruel, just honest. He has no time or interest in farming, and the money would help his family. I think my father finally got it. Their call got heated, at least on Dad's end. I wasn't on it, but he was shaken afterward, upset that we'd give up the family land for cash. I think he's frustrated with the situation and maybe himself, realizing his plan would lead to the opposite of what he wanted. Now he's scrambling. I'm leaving in a few weeks as my notice period ends. He's trying to hire help to replace me, but it's tough. Good farm labor or a manager costs far more than he paid me, nothing but housing and board. He admitted recently, sounding defeated, "I didn't realize it'd be this expensive to replace what you do." I feel for him. He's an old man worried about losing me, his home, and the farm's future. My work wasn't just family duty. It had real value, and he sees that now because he has to pay for it. The farm's finances are tight, and hiring will strain them further. I'm not sure how long he can keep it going without me. I'm packing and preparing to move for my new job. We're on slightly better terms than after our big fight. He's too tired and worried to keep arguing, and I think he quietly understands why this is happening. We've reached a sad truce. To answer the recurring question, no, I don't think I'm the bad guy here. I don't believe my father or brother meant to hurt me, but their choices did. Now we're all dealing with the fallout. It's a messy situation with no winners. I'm moving on to do what's best for me. If the farm becomes too much for my father, he might have to sell it himself someday. That's his call now. I'm sad it ended this way, but I'm hopeful for better days ahead. Thanks to everyone who offered advice. It's been a tough road, but I'm ready for what's next. Thank you for watching my story. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe and press the bell icon. Stay tuned for more real-life stories, get more experiences.